burrito, burrito, taco, taco. Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored kisses. Taco, taco.
Basically, there's several reasons. And of course, the first reason is the business. But I think kalau macam actually sebenarnya mana-mana pengarah lah. Contohnya, you know, if you get an opportunity nak buat satu epic kan, you takkan tolak that peluang lah. Some more if it's a story like Rosli DHOBY. Tapi honestly, when I first found out that I got Rosli DHOBY tu, I sendiri tak tahu siapa Rosli DHOBY tu sendiri. So macam, you know, but after kita research and I found out that it's such a wonderful story kan. So macam, how can anybody tolak the opportunity lah. Some more it's an epic kan. So I think like any normal director lah, siapa yang jadi pengarah kan, kalau you dapat peluang nak buat epic, you will not tolak lah. So it's actually a common perception kot.
Berapa lama ambil kajian tu? Sebab selalu orang argue kata banyak benda ketepatan sejarah, fakta.
I basically untuk dari segi kajian, I watch a documentary yang dibuat oleh FM Production. Lepas tu kita dapat few documentations daripada keluarga Rosli DHOBY, and I did my own research lah. And in terms of, because it's a story kan, so you need to know lah macam there's a lot of elements tau. Sebenarnya masa zaman Rosli DHOBY tu, there's a lot of things yang kita nak letakkan dalam cerita Rosli DHOBY itself. Tapi kita kena choose lah yang mana yang okay, yang mana yang tak okay, which one yang kita nak highlight. And at the same time tu kita macam, for me, we were given lah, this is the vision daripada ASTRO, nak buat macam mana. So what we had to do was to make sure yang vision daripada ASTRO tu was incorporated in the story. At the same time, the historical elements of the story tu ada dalam perjalanan cerita tu. So it's like a balance lah antara, you know, what you want the audience, hiburan dengan historical.
Sejarah dalam banyak-banyak sejarah Rosli DHOBY itu sendiri, mana you kena pilih
which one
untuk cramkan dalam 8 jam episod tu. Macam mana pemilihan tu you decide?
Okay, basically the main, what we had to choose is apa yang what was Rosli DHOBY so popular about lah. So basically, one was because of the fact that he killed the British governor. The second point is he was hung by it lah kan. So what we chose was basically what happened before, apa yang mempengaruhi dia sebelum pembunuhan tu, dengan the effects lah, after effects lah, selepas pembunuhan tu lah. You know, what happened to the family, what happened to the friends, and you know, how the family was interrogated, dan sekian lah. Cuma for the whole story tu memang there's a lot of things yang berlaku. So we had to choose lah yang mana yang most important point, what the audience would be interested in knowing. And satu lagi, we had to choose things yang should not be in the series that would cause sensitivity to other pihak lah, berbagai pihak.
So sekarang ni, bila you dah dapatkan the sejarah punya plot point yang nak diangkat, then you kena mergekan dengan you kena campurkan dengan fiction punya element. Macam mana pula you kreatif tu?
In terms of the history versus the entertainment kan, one thing is we had to make sure that penonton kena terhibur lah tengok cerita ni, because one thing about the story is if you're not terhibur, nobody's gonna watch it kan. So we had to add some fictional elements dalam cerita ni, dan itu termasuk kewujudan dua karakter fictional lah, iaitu Tajuddin dengan Nurian. So at the same point, of course, the karakter ni kita wujudkan untuk tambah satu konflik cinta, and at the same time it's a representation of karakter Tajuddin lah, a representation of apa yang kita tak boleh buat dengan beberapa fakta dalam Rosli DHOBY, di mana, you know, certain facts tu yang kita tak masukkan dalam Rosli DHOBY tu, kita letakkan kat dia. Okay.
Tetapi apabila you mengatakan you mencampurkan dengan fiction, akan timbul persoalan ialah sejauh mana pula kebenaran fiction tu suit dengan the storyline berdasarkan sejarah.
Okay.
Apa pendapat dia sebagai scriptwriter ni ya? Okay. Lesen kreatif tu.
Lesen kreatif tu. Basically, if possible, we would want to, you know, do the story as sedekat sejarah yang sebolehnya lah. Tapi maksudnya kita ada beberapa limitation untuk membuat cerita tu sedekat sebaiknya. And I'm glad that there's a documentary, kerana ada documentary tu dia akan disprove yang, you know, there's such a thing as history versus myth kan. Dan kalau kita tengok kat production kat Hollywood, contohnya macam Last Samurai kan, you have the documentary, this is the actual story, this is the non-actual story. So macam contohnya cerita Last Samurai, that's basically like 10% history, 90% fiction kan. So sama juga dengan Rosli Doby ni, it's like macam 50% history, 50% fiction.
Tapi adakah penonton Malaysia sudah bersedia that kind of
I think it depends lah. I think ada probably because in the end of the day semua orang dia banyak cerita rasa kan, and probably some people akan menjadi very sensitive about this issue, some people will not, so it all depends on, sebenarnya as a producer kan you have to be very responsible, and I'm glad that kita ada documentary to disprove yang actually in the story ni cerita ni is fictionalized, and if they have a problem with it then then I'm so sorry.
Tapi let's say lah generasi sekarang ni, maknanya yang membesar, yang tak tahu cerita sebenar, dia orang hanya menonton mini siri ni saja, dan mereka baca buku sejarah di sekolah begini, rupanya di sirinya begini. Okay, apa yang kalau benda tu timbul lah isu, apa yang you akan jawab?
I think in terms of that's quite a tough question. But to me, I think in the end of the day, the main plot lines are yang pentingnya, the main plot lines are there. Yang pentingnya the students should know, budak kan sampai sekarang yang tak tahu, dan masa sekarang dan masa akan datang yang tak tahu, yang they know that actually he killed the governor and then he was hung by it. Itu yang paling penting, because in the end of the day kalau kita cerita hang tuah pun there's so many variations, banyak variations, so it all depends on how you do it, and I'm sure that I'm sure that there will be another story about Rosli Doby, because sebenarnya if you were to ask me, I would love to do a story yang really portray the actual scenario of Rosli Doby.
Tapi itu akan jadi documentary.
Yes, but it will be documentary.
Okay.